So once it gets to this point, because of its how it's done this with it, most traditional finishes won't work over the top. So what they do is we put on a natural oil, and what a natural oil is, just natural products that you'll find somewhat like you would buy linseed oil or things like that would be part of this whole package that they do, and then that gets put onto a floor. So environmentally friendly. It's from one standpoint, it's very good because you never have to see us again, because this floor is easy to maintain for yourself. The only downside is that you do have to maintain it. It's not like a traditional finish in that I can let it go 10, 15 years before I do something. It's more like a breadboard in that you have to do something to it every so often to make it look new and lively. So I'm going to put that over the top of this, and you'll see how now, again, this is more of a goldenish color. It's kind of a natural oil. And you're going to find that as I put this on, it's going to turn back to kind of a brownish color. Yep. This is a combination of now a lot of natural products.
So you could put like polyurethane or something?
You could put a polyurethane. Like water-based finishes.
Oh, water-based mold?
Now, again, as I said, there was 10,000 choices as far as reactive stains. There's also 10,000 choices of the color of the oil. So now I'm going to put on this natural oil, but I can put on a gray oil, I can put on a black oil, I can put on a white oil. So I've changed the color of the wood. Now I'm going to change, again, the top surface of it as I do this. So.
Might go back to the gray color as this flat.
What's that?
Will that go back to the gray color after?
No. It's the kind of the color it's going to stay red.
So if you wanted that gray, you have to have gray oil.
Gray oil, right.
Oh,
So gray on gray, if you will.
okay.
Well, that's the finish then?
That's it, yeah. We put on one coat of this one day, and then we come back the next day, just put another coat on to kind of freshen it back up, but then we're done.
So you say after a while you have to come back and that's another.
As long as you refresh it, you'll never have to see me again. But we got a cleaner for it, and we've got a special oil, parquet oil for it. So it's just a refresher oil that you put on. Yeah. So every 9 months, about every 9 months. So once every 6 months to a year, that's where you're coming back and doing that. But
So you wouldn't put this kind of finish in the kitchen?
we could. I mean, it resists water. It does all of that. It's just you have to care for it.
What does care for it mean? You have to
You just have to
reapply or sand? Or?
No, it's just there's a certain cleaner that you have to use. So instead of using one that you buy in a store, you buy the one that we have.
Okay.
And then there's a thing called, it's a maintenance oil. They call it parquet oil. So once you get done cleaning it, you rub some of that back on, let it dry 45 minutes, and then it's all good.
I came in late. What does the vinegar step do to the wood?
It changes the color of the wood. So what we're doing is we're kind of it's vinegar mixed with nails or steel wool, kind of changes that whole thing, and it reacts to the tannins that are naturally in all the woods, changing it to that gray color.
And this is what kind of wood?
White oak.
All of it?
Yeah.
Even that first strip. It turns so dark out.
Yeah, and that's just a little bit different mixture. That's my, if you will, Ralphie's version of making that. So.
Okay. And Is that because you left the steel wool in longer?
Yes, yeah. I made that probably 6 months ago, so the longer that sits, the more that starts to react to it. So when they do it in a factory, they're going, okay, when I add whatever particles they're adding, they let it sit for so long, they strain it, it all becomes consistent. Whereas, what version of steel wool did I use? Which is my nail rusty or not? You know, those types of things. So.
So this on the right is just what this was before you.
Correct. Yeah.
So if
And then, let's go ahead. I'm sorry.
if you really wanted it to stay that, like what you did, there's no such, is there a clear oil or?
I'll show you what we could do. So this is one with a finish. It takes a few extra steps, but we are able to get one with a finish. Like I said before, I never know which boards are going to stay white. So this one happens to be pretty consistent across the board, but this one happened to have, you know, a little bit more of a whiter board to it, and it pops out like that.
That's got a clear finish on it.
That one's got a finish.
Put that finish on there, get some variations.
Yeah, right. Because you're changing that wood of basically how it
You know,
looks.
you can do the garden outside.
Yes. Right.
So when somebody buys this, they have to be open with that, there's gonna be some,
Yeah. It's
yeah.
a batch that's coming out, and we just. I don't know how it's going to look when we put it in, but overall, you know, we've done a few of these projects, and for the most part, I'd say they're pretty consistent. It isn't like, oh my gosh, this one had a lot of the whiteboards, or this one had. It helps by us buying from a consistent manufacturer versus if we're buying from, like I said, a mill down south or buying from wood over in Europe. All those things will create a different.
And is this oak also?
Yeah, it's also white oak. Yeah. 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 So what this oil is doing is kind of penetrating into the pores of the wood. We usually let it sit for 45 minutes and then wipe it back up. And as it goes into the pores of the wood and as it dries, that's what gives you your hardness. It's mixed with a little bit of wax, not like the traditional wax from 30 years ago where it was as soon as you hit it with anything it would turn their color. It's not that style of a wax, but it's natural oils kind of driving in, penetrating to the pores of the wood and creating that funky little effect to it. So I'll wipe it up now. So and typically we wouldn't do this with just rags wiping it off. We would want to buff it right in, so we take our buffer out there and we pop it, putting it right down into the pores of the wood. That kind of heats this oil up and dries it in deep.
Are you just really unique as far as how much, how much custom work is done?
You know, we're showing all this custom stuff. In reality, most of our stuff fits into a pretty traditional sense. We put in what we do that. We're one of the very few people in the country that do this kind of stuff. Because it's just not, go out and buy this out of the streets. Most guys kind of get into their set of, this is what's worked for me 30 years ago, this is what I'm going to do. So.
Is white oak pretty durable too?
Yes. We kind of compare everything off of red oak. White oak's slightly harder. And what you see here is kind of a lower sheen. That's because you're just putting an oil onto it. And that's going to stay kind of that lower sheen. So if you want to go home tonight and experiment, go drop some nails in vinegar. Super. A few more minutes, I'll have another one. All right, if you want to stick around.